Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 2 of the CTC Wanted Goons Cup Series. Tonight, we find ourselves at Phoenix Raceway for this week 2 event, and 52 drivers in session for tonight, and only 40 guys going to make it. 1 mile oval here tonight. You got that dog leg everybody always worries about. A little bit cooler temperatures. Obviously, our stage is up tonight. Stage 1, 35 laps. Stage 2, going to lap 70. And then the final stage, 70 laps in length all the way to the end of the race. No stage breaks here tonight. Last year's winner, Patrick O'Keefe, in that championship race where Bradley Wilson saw it. We saw him take home his first championship in the Cup Series. So making a return here. It's only been 2 races technically since that. So these guys, although it was back in November of last year, still, I'm sure, fresh in their memory. But qualifying getting underway, and this qualifying going to be super important. Tier 3 charter is going to be locked in, but there are going to be 12 open guys that are going to go home after this qualifying session. And it's going to get interesting. This is the Suspend Matt Black 140. Thanks to Ronnie Holmes for the sponsorship tonight. That's been a running joke the guys have had in Discord. I don't quite get it myself, but they have a good time with it, so, yeah. Alright, on your screen, that's Hayden Lowell making his first qualifying lap here. Their time's up on the board. Byron Jones going to be the first time in. 26:06. Practice times, we saw times upwards of 25.4s, so looking to see somewhere around that for qualifying, although the session is a little bit warmer than it was during practice. And these guys have laid a lot of rubber down. You can see quite a few people spun there off in turn 2. There's a nice line of rubber going down to the inside wall. That's iRacing's put a lot of effort in the last few years, trying to get that track progression down, and you can see it, all that rubber laid down is just from these guys running in practice. As Hayden Lowell goes to the top of the board, a 25.82 for Hayden. Let's check on some of our open cars. We got a few rookies here tonight. Jaden Hopp. This is a guy I'm excited for. I was actually racing with him earlier today in A Open here at Phoenix and showed a lot of speed. Witnessed him win one just a few hours ago. So this guy's got a lot of speed in that 13 car. See if he can show it in qualifying and make it in for his first race. Get that big run here off of turn number 4. Cut it down, all the way through the dog leg. Very sideways here. That's not going to do it. Big moment there for the 13, and I don't think they're going to make it in. Oh, man. It was a really good start to the lap, but the setup here tonight probably a little bit different than the fixed and open setups they're used to running, all these guys. So that's a tough break right there. We got 39, now 40 times in on the board. Pole sitter still Hayden Lowell in the 56. Peterson might have grabbed the wall there. A lot of people pushing it hard in qualifying, trying to make it in the show. Cody Cleaver, one of our guys with a Tier 3 charter, so he's not too worried. He's just going to try to get a good lap time in here for a good starting position. Swiss trying to make it in on time. That Ram Camaro, and he gets loose as well in turn 1. Luckily, he does have another lap. He's got to get reset quick, though. He was only on lap 1. He will have another opportunity, but he's got to get rolling. I think he'll have time for it. So that's what we're gonna keep an eye on him. Brian Martin, he's got a Tier 3 charter. He's not too worried. But Jaden Hopp down to 44th, and that's gonna do it for that 13 car. And I don't know exactly who our last open car is in right now. Checking on Swiss, getting ready for that second attempt here. I'll have plenty of time to get this lap done. Oh, we got loose again! I look away for 1 second to grab my pen and paper. Man, this qualifying session proving to be difficult for these guys. I hate to see it. Made it in last week at Daytona. Doesn't look like it's going to happen this week at Phoenix. That's going to do it for qualifying here. And we're going to take a quick intermission while we figure out who is in the show. So bear with me. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Our driver's missing qualifying tonight. The numbers are going to be the 07, 26, 8, 13, 3, 89, 25, 05, 17, 14, 88, and 73. So sorry if your driver missed. As the biggest qualifying effort I think we've had other than Daytona. So pretty crazy. All right, if you're not on the grid, get on there now if you're racing. Again, those guys that missed, don't get on the grid. I'm about to send it, so get ready. All right, let's go through our grid for tonight's race. Hey, the PC's struggling a little bit. There's a lot of cars out here, a lot of people racing. All right, Hayden Lowell starting on the pole tonight. Nathan Scott on his outside in the 61. You got Garrett Wolfenbarger in third. Avit Shoutherry starting in 4th. And Byron Jones in 5th. Blake Giglio in 6th. Benjamin Lacey in 7th. First start for that 28 car. Kobe Stidham in 8th. Jamel Collins in 9th. Nick Cooper in 10th. Ronnie Holmes in 11th. Nolan Walker in 12th. Carson Bechtel 13th. Gray Bartow 14th. Bradley Wilson 15th. DJ Trout 16th. John Matthews 17th. Patrick O'Keefe 18th. Let's make sure Casey Graves gets his drive-through this week. There he is. Okay. Now he gave it to himself. What a legend. Alright, moving on. Apologies for that. Round out of top 20. Trent Snead starting 19th. Bobby Blowers in 20th. And the rest will scroll by on your screen. Might have time. No, I don't think we got time to talk with Hayden. A lot going on this week, to tell you what. 52 drivers attempting to qualify. I think that's the most we've ever had other than Daytona by quite a bit. So it's awesome to see that. Pace car is off. Drivers going to get set to roll here. 2 rookies in the field for 140 laps and 140 miles around this 1 mile racetrack. They come through the restart zone. Green flag in the air. We're racing here at Phoenix for the Suspend Matt Black 140. Leaning green on lap 1. Hayden Wool leads that lap. We got a wreck. Kobe Stidham's around and we got a parking lot off of turn 2. Huge wreck. Wow. That all started around the 36 of Kobe Stidham. Looks like he got sideways maybe from contact or just got loose. We'll have to take a look back and see. Things were going great up until that point. See what happened to Kobe Stidham here. Back it up a little bit more. A little bit of contact there with the 28. And yeah, 36 maybe comes down on the 28 or not sure what, but there you go. The field just trying to get checked up and a lot of contact being made. Everybody, for the most part, did a really good job. But just an absolute parking lot. That's the worst spot for somebody to get sideways. There's just nowhere to go. Back it up a little bit farther and see how this actually starts out with these two. 28 on they're 4 wide coming into turn 1. The 28, 36 getting together, and 28 trying to rejoin up on the racetrack, and 36 and 28 just get together right there. So not a great start for the rookie Kobe Stidham. I'm sure not going to be happy about that one. That's Phoenix Racing right there. You get through the dog leg and you end up 4 wide. That's a rough one right there. go on board with the 71 of Patrick O'Keefe through this. Track's way up there. You can see, I mean, already these guys are slowing down. Good on them. Our last year's champion, Bradley Wilson, just skating through that. A little bit of contact for him. Wow. Crazy start to this one. But we are ready to go here. Some quick pace laps and pace cars back off. This ticker, I just saw it in chat, this ticker is a custom in-house CTCRN ticker. Through the restart zone they go. Green flag back in the air. Hayden Lowell, good restart. And these guys got to make sure they stay above the yellow line before the start-finish line. Looks like they all do. A lot of battling going on here in the middle of the pack. So hard to get organized on these restarts of this racetrack. Oh, Cliff Mullins sideways in the background. Jacob Peterson goes around, no caution. We stay green. Now we get a caution through the dog leg, and man, we can't get going this time. This track's a tough one. These guys have been People have been having trouble all week in A Open with it. See what happened with Cliff Mullins and Jacob Peterson first, then we'll take a look at what caused the caution. So, looks like the 08 just washes up into the 44 maybe. Those two just go for a nice leisurely spin there off turn 2. And then a little bit after that, like the 81 and the 18. No, up ahead it's the 30 and the 99, and heavy contact for the 47 to Dalton Hayes and the 30. So let's get out our blimp camera, take a look at the 30 car here. I think it's going to start around that area. There you go. Take it up a little bit more. And across the start finish line, 30 wants to go up on the track, and the 99 thought he was going to cut the dog leg. Just a miscommunication on that one. Honestly, it's just track time. You get used to that. I don't know if maybe they're just not used to running with other cars or what, but that's one of those things you got to be used to at Phoenix if you're going to race with this many cars. All right, since we didn't get to talk with our pole sitter there on the pace laps, let's get to talk with him now. Back-to-back poles this season for Hayden. Hey, Hayden. Oh, Hayden, it's Lucas in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Lucas.
Hey, man, back-to-back poles for you this season. You've swept the qualifying so far. How are we feeling about that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Didn't think I'd go back-to-back for poles start the season, but it sounds like starting up front, definitely where I want to be, so happy to be up here.
For sure. Yeah, we've had a rough first few laps. Looks like people just not used to driving with other cars on the racetrack or something. I don't know, but you're up front right now. Obviously, tires aren't a big issue right now, but if we do get going green, what are you thinking for strategy?
I mean, if we can hold off for one stop, I think that's what we're going to want to do. I don't think the tires are quite fast enough to make a two-stop work, and quite honestly, I don't want to make a two-stop work with all the wrecking we do. I feel like I put myself in a very vulnerable spot if that's what we were to do, but one stop, if it goes green, and make the tires last.
Absolutely, man. Well, keep going with it. You're doing good, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Lucas.
That's Hayden Lowell, our pole sitter, season 9 champion here in the Cup Series. Pace car is off. Try to get this race restarted. Hayden does elect to take the bottom here. Not surprised there. You can cut the dog leg a lot better on the bottom, so definitely the preferred lane on these restarts. Thank you everybody for watching tonight. Hopefully we can get green here. We had a great race at Phoenix last season in the championship race, so I hope we can recapture that magic. Now these guys can do it. All right, to the takeoff zone, excuse me, sponsored by Takeoff Driving School, and Hayden didn't want to go early in the box there, but he got shoved by that 61 car. We are back green. And Giglio looking to the outside. No, we had a car spin, and it brings the caution out once again. That was just a half spin. Kind of sucks that the caution came out on that one. Oh, this is right off the restart. And down into the corner. 2 and the 71 get together. 71 goes for a little half spin, and that ends up bringing the caution out. And 20 ends up making contact with him as well. But that's, I mean, real NASCAR probably wouldn't have thrown the yellow for that one. He got it saved. Caution's very sensitive here this week. Alright, should be 1 to green this time. I expect the 56 to take the bottom once again. And, I think if these guys wreck again off this restart, we're going to have to try out that single file restart, unfortunately. Alright, pace car is off. Let's try this one more time. You know, it works out every time I say that. Alright, Lowell in control in the bottom lane. Gonna have Giglio behind him on this restart. Wolfenbarger to his outside. There's the takeoff zone. Green flag back in the air. Everybody's spreading out right there through the dog leg. We do make it. Alright, in the 3 and 4, Giglio was able to get up into second, so Wolfenbarger, that outside lane, not treating him well. And Giglio knocking on the door of the lead. Giglio to the outside. Man, he did that so quick I didn't even catch it. Giglio ripping on that outside lane. Looking off Giglio, looking at the 56 on that inside. And Giglio going to drive it off into turn 3 and try to clear. Giglio looks... Yep, he's going to lead lap 16. Isn't that perfect? Blake Giglio to the lead for the first time tonight. Scott trying to come with him. Lowell maybe just saving tire in that bottom lane. Everybody going around him right now. Field's starting to spread out just a hair. Not side by side all the way through anymore. Caution is out. We have a wreck in the back. Looks like it's going to be Jacob Peterson, Trey Bardo, Jeremy Scherer. See what happened on this one. The 11 just gets in there. Gets into the 08's quarter panel, and the 30 getting a piece again. 37 to Trevor Trago also getting in there. So we're going to be heading into turn 1. The 08 goes up on the track here. And yeah, the 11 just drives it in on the 08. Was not there on corner entry. Alright. We do have some cars down pit road here. So like some car, it's most guys in the back coming down. Yeah, mostly guys that got involved in the accident coming down pit road here. Alright, well, Blake in the lead now. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Hey, Blake, it's Lucas. You got me there, driver?
How's it going?
Hey, man, you got up there into the lead in our longest green flag run of the night, right? And got by Hayden there, brought a few cars with you. You feeling good about your speed?
Yeah, I think we have good speed. I wanted to at least lead a lap, so that's kind of why I pushed a little bit. So I'm gonna go back to trying to just, keep the tires underneath it, just to make sure we can go the full run here on fuel, or on tires. So we'll see what happens, and I'm glad we got at least a lap led. What lap's the stages, by the way?
Stage 1 ends on lap 35, then another 35 laps to stage 2.
So 35 and 70?
35, 70, you got it.
Thank you.
Alright, good luck, Blake.
Thanks.
I think I moved him to the right chat. So it looks like we do have our first DNF. Dalton Hayes calls it a night. He got quite a bit of damage. I think a couple of cautions to go. He's going to be out of this one. Jacob Peterson still on pit road. He's 1 lap down. Looks like he is rolling. So we have 4 cars a lap down right now. Alex Allen is the first car lap down in that lucky dog position. When the caution comes out, he will get the lucky dog so long as he doesn't touch any other cars or the wall. Giglio going to be in control on this restart. He's on that inside lane. Nathan Scott to his outside. Naveed Chowdhury behind him. Through the takeoff zone once again. Green flag back in the air. With a good lead. Scott clear into second. Now they're 3 wide right here for 10th. Oh, still 3 wide. Our defending champion Bradley Wilson stuck 3 wide middle. He is just dooring that 00 on his outside. Lucas Martin, one of our rookies here tonight, making his first start. Right up here in this top 10. Benjamin Lacey just ahead of him. Also making his first start. But right now, Veterans all up inside the top 5. Beat Chowdhury, we saw him, he performed really well in the truck race on Monday at Lime Rock, and now here tonight inside the top 5 here at Phoenix. That 31 car, I gotta say, he's shown a lot of speed here this season, in both series. It's gonna be 10 to go in stage 1 next time by. Side by side from second, Wolfenbarger and Scott. Wolfenbarger dominated last year's, well, I don't want to say dominated, but he was very, very good in last year's championship race at Phoenix. And some problems where the 25 ended up wrecking him toward the end of that race caused him to lose that championship, most would say. But now he finds himself up in second here, looking for revenge, looking for redemption, whatever you want to call it, on this racetrack for his bad luck last season. We know he's good here. Things just have to fall his way this time around. Hey, Lowell, our pole sitter. Strong running in 5th right now. He dropped back, still trying to save those tires, I think. He's run a lot of laps this week, done a lot of practice races. He created that AI car set available on Trading Paints. If you join the CTC Discord, you can grab it. But he's got everybody's paint schemes from the Daytona race and all their driver ratings. He did all this calculations and all this math to figure out these. He put in these formulas to figure out everybody's driver ratings. So he does put a lot of work into that. He's putting it to good use. He races against those AI cars and practices for these races. So far in qualifying, it seemed to have worked, but right now, top 5. Kind of holding strong for the moment. Another driver from last year's championship for PC Graves, I think finished second in the championship last year. Had old tires at the end of that race. And couldn't hold off that car just in front of him, Bradley Wilson, our champion. I've said it, I think, 3 or 4 times tonight, but he really did do a great job. Right now, he's got a little bit of front end damage on that 51. If you look on board with Ronnie Holmes back in that 51, you can see front end is just pushed in a little bit. Ronnie doing a great job right now. Finished 5th in the standings last season and had a good run at Phoenix, if I remember correctly. His teammate Patrick O'Keefe actually won that race. He's back in 20th right now, trying to rebound from getting caught in that first incident back in that parking lot. At 4 to go here in stage 1. Top 10 payout. No stage break, so they'll continue racing once they complete the stage. Some good green flag racing right now. Don't want to jinx it. We're doing good. Unfortunately, Atypical Possum. Unfortunately, the overlay is not available for the public. It is a CTC RN exclusive. I appreciate your interest in it, but it's just for this CTC RN. Dalton, I see your chat in there. It is very unfortunate your race got ended 8 laps in. Kind of an innocent bystander in that one. Tough break. That is a tough break, but it is a longer season. You got a lot of races to go. You got time. The lead still pretty close. Chowdhury was able to get up in the second around Wolfenbarger, and Wolfenbarger actually about to get passed by Nathan Scott as well. So not sure if he's dropping back to try to save some tire. But we are coming to the end of stage 1, so I would think you'd want to push for at least a couple more laps, as it's going to be the white flag in stage 1. For Blake Giglio. AMG Sim Gear Wanted Goons 16 looks to be en route to taking home the Stage 1 win. Obviously this season with the modern NASCAR points format, not going to get a playoff point for this, but he will get a nice 10 points for this. And across the line, Blake Giglio wins Stage 1. Here's our top 10 cross. We'll get the results up here. Giglio, Chowdhury, Scott, Wolfmarter, Mole, Jones, Lacey, Holmes, Wilson, and Graves all taking home stage points. Chowdhury reeling that 16 car in just a little bit. Let's right on board with that number 31. Trying to get out of that dirty air right here. That's talk of the town here at Phoenix. Even with all the aero dependencies they took out of these cars, getting rid of the diffuser, shortening the spoiler, it doesn't matter. Dirty air affects these cars so much. And you got to try whatever you can to get out of that car in front's dirty air. And oh man, the 31 gets tight right there. Behind the 16, has to get out of the gas, and that really gets them separated. Oh, the 08 grabs the wall as he just went another lap down. Jacob Peterson with a lot of damage on that 08. I think he got some suspension damage, so just trying to let the field go here. A little bit farther back, check out some of our battles here. On the top 15, you got Bobby Flowers trying to get around Brian Martin. Casey Graves, tail end of the top 10. Still behind that 51 Bradley Wilson. Ryan File, Cody Cleaver battling here for 27th spot. Looks like Ryan going to get around there. I do appreciate the love for the overlay. There's a lot of information on the ATVO Discord and their forums and stuff, so if you're interested in making your own and making it look like mine, that is totally okay. Oh man, oh wait, just grabbed the wall again. He is struggling here with this damaged car. That was Lucas Martin just grabbed the wall in front of him as well. And I was hearing we may have some wind there off turn 2, so that could be why these guys are getting so tight off that turn 2. I mean, they're getting tight at both ends of the racetrack right now. I think the dirty air is just playing a big factor. We have a side-by-side battle for second. Chowdhury's trying to hold off Scott for second. And that's what Giglio wants to see in his rearview mirror. See those guys behind him battling, slowing themselves down. Totally free for ATVO. All the development was done by CTC Racing here. Totally free. I don't shout them out enough, but ATVO, App Engineering, they do a great job, and they provide this service totally free for everybody. So if anybody is interested in getting into broadcasting, make sure you check out ATVO, and they'll help you out. Giglio doing a great job. He's stepping away from the rest of the field here. About 7/10 over Chowdhury as they continue to battle for second. 31 might be falling off just a little bit. I love that Wood Brothers scheme there. 31 is clean. Foil number looks great. Another good looking paint scheme. This Pepsi 61 drives around the outside of that 31 and should be able to take away the second spot here, and he does. There's a lap car just ahead. Not sure exactly who that is. Looks like it's going to be the 31 of Trevor Trego. Heavy, heavy front-end damage on that 37. Way off the pace. Hopefully he gets right out of the way for the leaders. He's still only 1 lap down, but this will put him 2 laps down if the leaders go by. Giglio is going to go by at 37. Still a hornet's nest back here. This is for the 21st spot. Got Trenton Sneed there. Trenton, I'm surprised he's out here. He's not a big fan of these race cars. But he's out there trying his hand at Phoenix. He's doing a pretty good job right now, just outside the top 20. Another driver who is not a big fan of the next-gen car, Cliff Mullins. Doing a good job rebounding from that early incident. He's up in 24th right now. A little farther ahead, we have a battle here for the 12th spot. Montrose gets by Brian Martin. Ronnie Holmes moving up the order. He just got by, it looks like Myron Jones. Hayden Lowell looking to get around this lap car. Hayden still, he's riding in 5th right now. Figured he was saving tire, but you'd expect those tires to be coming back in for him relatively soon. As we cross for lap 50. It's going to be 90 to go next time by. And, well, this is starting to get interesting now, because the longer this goes green, the longer that opens the door for that one-stop strategy to be viable. And in order for you to be able to go that long on your tires, you're going to have to go about 70, 75 laps to make it to halfway. And that's going to be really tough. The right rear burns a lot this week at Phoenix. I would know it. I burnt the crap out of it today in A Open twice, so it's tough. It's tough to save tire here, and these guys, I'm sure, are trying to do their best right now to make it to halfway. Luckily for them, they had those cautions to kind of slow down the start of the race, and they can go a little bit farther on this run. But I'm sure that's what everybody's thinking right now. I just got to get it to halfway. I got to get it to the end of stage 2, and then we'll figure out the strategy beyond that. Yeah, we'd love to have you back, Kristen, for sure. We got to see that Sabrina Carpenter car come back. These guys miss it. I think the 63 last week tried to take your place with that car. Oh, I love it. Okay, we do have another battle here, 3 wide. Looks like Brian Martin, Ian Montrose, Bobby Blowers. Lap car making a little bit of contact there with the 34, excuse me. And as this race continues, oh, caution's out. Lucas Martin goes around. That'll be our 5th caution of the night after that long green flag run. That run just about 31 laps in length. Have our 5th caution of the night, and I'm sure everybody going to be coming down for tires here, so we'll take a quick look at what brought out the yellow, and then we'll take a look at pit stops. Just contact from the 24 of Collins sends the 20 or the 00 around, not the 20. See down here in turn 1, 24 gets in there deep, the 00 tries to cut down, and they get together. Really, honestly, it shouldn't have been a yellow, but 00 slows down, locks the brakes up, and gets slowed down there. Would have definitely preferred he continue driving and not bring the yellow out, but okay. Giglio gonna win the race off pit road. Oh, that camera's not right. That's still wrong from last year. Followed closely by Nathan Scott, then Wolfbarger, and Hayden Lowell picks up a speeding penalty. He's gonna go to the back. Tough break there for the 56. It looks like the 31 has also picked up a speeding penalty, so those two go into the rear. Come on, guys. So it's going to be about 14 to go in stage 2 once we take the green once again. I think the urgency is going to be turned up a little bit this time around with the stage points on the line. John, in chat, you broke your femur? I am so sorry, man. Yeah, you definitely got to run a Brad Keselowski car. That's very fitting. I hope you're healing up good. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That is tough. Alright, pace car is off. Get this race restarted once again. We got a bunch of cars looked like maybe taking a wave around here, topping off on fuel. One of the two. We're going to go on through the takeoff zone. Sponsored by Takeoff Driving School. We'll get this race restarted. Green flag back in the air. With a good restart once again. Side by side for second. They're wrecking. Byron Jones is around. It's pretty much just going to be Byron Jones that goes fully around here, but there's more cars that made contact. Kenny Frisbee looks like maybe just washed up on eggs or on entry and sends the 7 car up into the outside wall. From the restart. 18 gets underneath the 7. And into turn 1. Yeah, 18 just sent it in too deep, washed up the racetrack right into the 7, and that gives heavy damage to the 01 of Casey Graves. Go on board with the 18 here from the restart. Now, one more on board with the 01 of Casey Graves. Oh man, nowhere for him to go. Be our 6th caution of the night. Taking the lucky dog here, back on the lead lap, Lucas Martin. Davis Greenwell with some damage here, fixing on pit road. Like that 20 might go a lap down. Gonna have to hustle to get off pit road here before the rest of the field. I think he will. Luckily, pit road is a bit of a shortcut on exit, so he's going to get out there in time. Iglio going to elect to take the top lane on this restart. A little bit different than we've seen so far. It's going to be 10 to go in stage 2 when we go green. Hopefully these guys can keep their head on their shoulders and be a little smart about this. You know, it's just stage points. Suspend Matt Black, that's right. Alright, once again through the takeoff zone. Green flag back in the air. Not a great restart there for Giglio. Wolfenbarger stays alongside. 1 and 2. Wolfenbarger pulling ahead. And Giglio holding onto that quarter panel. Wolfenbarger clears for the moment. 9 to go in stage 2. Now the 61 of Nathan Scott's there trying to take away the lead as well. Giglio surges ahead. Wolfenbarger might have let him go there. Those two teammates. I don't think the 32 wanted to get that advantage when Giglio might have called the restart for him. Wolfenbarger backing off even more. They let the 61 go, just right in that bottom lane. Might be seeing some tire saving here. They can make it on fuel to the end, but their tires are going to be a different story. It'll be a long way to go on tires. You're definitely going to want to save tires before we reach the end of this race. Almost 3 wide here. Wilson trying to hold off Benjamin Lacey. Trying to hold on to the spot over Montrose now. On the back bumper of his teammate, Wolfenbarger. These two were battling for the championship last year at this racetrack. But Nathan Scott, I failed to mention this. He gets to the lead as we have a car around. Looks like it might be the 57. No, it's the 71 and the 9. We stay green. They're off the racing surface. See what happened with those two real quick. Heading into turn 1, the 9 just maybe washes up into the 71, coming out of the dog leg. And, oh, their tires are going to be cooked. Oh, no. I don't know if I'm still live, but we are having connection loss here. Local internet not doing a great job. And we got kicked out. All right. All right, we had a connection loss. We will be right back. All right, welcome back. We are still green. I'm surprised by this. All right. Nathan Scott still out front. Ready Paint's gonna reload all the paint schemes because we had to leave the session. I apologize for this. Nothing I can do about it. Internet dropped out on the download. Who knows why? We did miss the end of stage 2, so we'll have to find out what the results of that were later on. Nathan Scott driving away right now. Giglio on a second back in the second spot. We have Bradley Wilson third, Wolf Carter fourth, and Montrose in the fifth position. Could be worse, we could have dropped the whole stream. At least there will be one continuous video, but lost about 10 laps of the race, unfortunately. Definitely could have been worse. Oh, Llewellyn in the wall right there. He's running in 22nd at the moment. Looks like he gathered it up. Strong run for Daniel right now. I want to give him his props. That takeoff driving school number 23. Good looking hot rod. Just outside the top 20. A little farther up, got Hayden Wall after the speeding penalty, trying to make his way back through the field. Along with Avit Chowdhury. Where is Avit? Oh, he's off the track. He's 15 laps down. He's gone. What happened to Avit? We will have no idea because I lost connection when he pulled off the track. So, one of our top 5 contenders, maybe a win contender, out of this race just after halfway. Right? Actually, it was just before halfway. It was right after we got kicked out. Interesting there. I don't know, David, if you're in chat, maybe you could let us know. Or join up in the infield care center. We can get a word with you. All right, well, up front, it's about the same story. Benjamin Lacey here in the top 5. Jesse Jones trying to hold on to a spot. He's got his teammate, Trey Bartow, or affiliate, behind him. Triple J, ARD. Football's just ahead in the 17th spot. Doing a great job rebounding. Laps to go, and like I mentioned before the end of the stage, these guys are going to have to go a long way on these tires to the end of the race because they can make it on gas, but the tires probably won't make it all the way there. They might not make it on gas, actually. I take that back. It'll be close. I doubt they're going to try it, though. I think the strategy for most drivers is going to be they're just going to split it in half. Maybe a short pit, maybe a late pit, but I expect them to be pitting in probably about 20 laps if I had to throw out a guess. problem with that, though, is if you pit too early and a caution comes out, you'll be trapped to left down, and nobody wants that. So, big decisions coming up. Nathan Scott. And the lead has stopped growing. Now maintaining about a second, maybe another tenth on top of that, ahead of Giglio. But he has stopped running away from that 16 car. All over the back bumper of this 32 car. Sped in the pits and then headed oopsie for that 31 car. Alright, well, that is unfortunate. He had a lot of speed here tonight. That's a tough break for him. Our other driver that sped on pit road, though, Hayden Wall, did a great job. He's up inside the top 15 now. Just how spread out the field is. Here comes the leader, Nathan Scott. They've been green for quite some time. Been green for, I think, about 27 laps. It's gonna be close if they can make it on field to the end, and I just don't think anybody's gonna try. It would be one hell of a tire conservation effort to make it to the end of this race. And scratch that, we have a caution. Lucas Martin around again in turn 3. Car on the inside of the 00. 00 just gets loose on that outside and continues spinning. Locks the brakes down and the caution comes out. Get another look at it from the blimp camera. Right here, he's just kind of trying to get a drive off the corner, and the rear end steps out, grabs the wall, and the car just unsettled, goes around. That was enough to trigger the yellow. He was off pace, almost came to a stop. So we are, I think, 7th caution of the race, and everybody going to come down pit road here. Everybody coming down pit road. Trevor Trago looks like maybe gets the lucky dog here. I think so. And Bradley Wilson looks like wins the race off pit road. Wilson barely wins the race off pit road. Let's see if we can back that up. Right here. Gets a really good exit on his box, and by about a fender, gets the 61 for the lead. Alright, 51 going to take the bottom. We'll go green next time by. It's 47 to go. Garrett Wolfenbarger drops all the way back to 25th here. I think he got a speeding penalty, so back to front challenge for the 32 as well coming up. Alright, pace car's off, back through the takeoff zone. Green flag back in the air. Bradley Wilson to the point. Got some of his damage fixed there. The front end of that 51's looking a little bit better. Really good start to this run for the 51. Gets way ahead. Just ripping on those tires. Now they're side by side for second. Scott going to hold on to the second spot. Giglio third. Lacey fourth. Brian Martin rounding out our top five. Brian doing a great job. Qualified seventh here tonight, so good qualifying effort. He's holding up with a good position right now with 45 laps to go. Oh, loose! Kenny Frisbee saved it off turn 2. These guys aren't saving it back here, though. 67 goes around. That's 67 of John Matthews. Looks like he does save it. No contact with anybody else, but that brings the caution out. iRacing really sensitive with these cautions tonight. Well, we saw it pretty much live, but just gets loose off turn 2 and does a great job keeping it off that inside wall. I'll give him props for that. Look at it here. Hard racing up front. And just trying to get all the power put down. These cars do have 750 horsepower on these short tracks now, so trying to get all 750 horsepower down, and tires couldn't take it. Like I said, great job keeping it off the wall. Let's go on board with them here as well. We have some cars down pit road here. Kenny Frisbee, one of those. Casey Graves looks like fixing that damage still. Nolan Walker, EJ Trout, Davis Greenwell. Lucas Martin getting the lucky dog once again. Good work with our leader. Hey, Bradley, it's Lucas. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Well, you're up in the lead now. You won a championship here last season, so you got to be feeling pretty good about your chances right now.
Yeah, we're feeling pretty good. Had to bring out the old car. Had to dust her off. I think we ran her at the Flash. Might have destroyed it. Don't really remember, to be honest with you. But we'll see if we can hold off this Nathan Scott. He's pretty fast, and of course Blake's fast. Just got to see what we can do here.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of fast drivers up front. Good luck.
All right, thank you, sir.
Let's see if we can get an interview with Nathan Scott as well here. He's been up front a lot tonight. We are, you know, hopefully we don't get another yellow, but if we do get another one, we'll get over that 61. All right, coming back to the green. Here's the takeoff zone right there. 51's back on the throttle. Good restart for Bradley Wilson. Side by side once again for that second spot. Nathan Scott, Blake Giglio. Oh, Giglio gets really tight on the bottom, has to give up the spot. Ball with Nathan Scott. They are 3 and 4 wide back there. Brad Patton, who's accrued a lot of damage this race, has been involved in some things. I don't think any of it's been his fault. Bobby Lauer's just ahead. Knocking on the door top 10. Garrett Wolfenbarger, who we saw was just back in like 24th. Almost inside this top 10 now. He's doing a great job coming back from that speeding penalty. I assume that's what it was. I didn't have actual concrete evidence of that, but Trenton Sneed as well. Trenton doing a great job. We saw he was back in 22nd quite a while ago. Now he's up inside the top 15. Contact 0477 getting together. Garrett Warren holds on to it. He's not going to be happy. Oh, the 71 of Patrick O'Keefe goes around. Last year's winner at this racetrack. No caution. But he gets some pretty severe damage from that. Back it up. Just gets loose. 44 Cliff Mullins gets in there. He uses the wall to save the car pretty much. No caution for that one. I'm surprised we didn't know. Cody Cleaver now around off turn 2. And Cleaver able to keep the car straight, but again, a lot of damage. Let's back it up and take a look at this one. Just gets loose off 2. These guys trying to put too much power down. And again, was able to hold on to it. He brought back quite a ways, and he's going to have some damage to fix. Nick Cooper, we haven't talked too much about him tonight, but he's doing a great job. He's also inside the top 15, just behind Trenton. A lot of damaged cars back here around 30th. First car lap down, Trevor Stringo right there, just hoping for a yellow. Still a lot of damage on that 37 car, my goodness. Looks very unhappy. Alex Allen, 2 laps down just ahead. He's got some pretty significant damage as well. Jacob Peterson looks like has rejoined the racetrack, 13 laps down. 37 cars on the track, 34 on the lead lap. Tony Walker, Garrett Warren still going at it. Nolan's locking in, absolutely. Just moved up into the 18th spot. Got ahead of the 04, now he's loose! What a save there from the 77. That 04 took his air away from that rear end and got him loose. Nothing illegal about doing that, but just about got the 77 turned around there. Ahead, Wilson and Scott starting to pull away from the rest of the field. About 3/10 separating these two, and they have about a second over everybody else. Laps to go, now 29. Bradley Wilson still out front on this run. We've had a lot of different cars cycle to the lead, then lose it, get speeding penalties, what have you. Definitely hasn't been one guy dominating all night. For a while there, it looked like that 61 was going to pull away with this thing, but Wilson ends up getting him on pit road there on that last caution, takes away the lead, and now that dirty air, I think, is a tough thing to break through for that 61. Nolan Walker, everybody got tight right there. The 04 going to get back around him. Not quite. Side by side. These two have been going at it. Frisbee in the background, making a move there on Jeremy Sherrod. Looks like maybe going to let it go there. 22nd spot. Ronnie Holmes gets tight, washes up into the 54, immediately apologizes on the radio. That's going to slow Brian Martin up big time. Matthew Blackley out of nowhere. Blackley, I haven't talked much about him tonight, but he is trying to get up inside this top 5. And I heard during the week he got some help from Hayden Lowell with getting faster at this place, and it seems to be paying off. But the mentor behind him, Hayden Lowell, about to try to go around him. Hayden coming back from that speeding penalty, trying to get up inside the top 5 now. Oh, close there, these two. Hayden right on the door of that 41 car. Brian Martin able to hold strong and keep that 5th spot. Blackley up to 6th. And Lowell to 7th. Mullins and Brantley Bryant going at it here. This is for 19th. Battle for the lead going on. Nathan Scott trying to take the lead away from Bradley Wilson. Contact almost made. Bradley still with a little bit of front end damage, and you have to think If he ends up getting behind the 61, I think that damage is going to hurt him with that dirty air. Right now, clean air, it's helping him a ton. He's able to give that dirty air to the 61, but if Nathan can just get by him, I think it's going to be smooth sailing. And don't look now, those two, third and fourth, Benjamin Lacey, Blake Giglio, trying to get in this battle as well. It's going to be 20 laps to go here at Phoenix this time by. Side by side for the lead. Scott going to really cut the dog leg, trying to get ahead of him into turn one. Slide job into turn one. Wilson trying to cross him over, gives him the bumper. Not going to be good enough there. Nathan Scott takes the lead back with 20 laps to go. Wilson fighting back to the outside. Not going to do it. He tried his hardest there. I think his tires are going away. The damage is hurting him just too much. And Nathan Scott just going to try to run away now and hope that the 28 and 16 don't have any speed for him as well. Nathan, if I'm not mistaken, still looking for that first win. I can't quite remember. He's always been fast. Had a lot of chances at wins, but I don't think he's ever quite been able to finish it. I could be wrong. My memory's a little fuzzy about it. Can confirm Nathan Scott still looking for his first Cup Series win. Got 3 top 5s in 10 total starts in the Cup Series, so he's done a great job. And like I said, now just looking for that first career win. Moving on to the Triple J camp. Really tight battle here for second now. Lacey and Giglio have reeled in that 51. Benjamin Lacey sends it in, trying to take the second spot away from Bradley Wilson. Side by side as they head into turn one. Giglio watching closely behind. Oh, loose there for the 28 and 16, going to take advantage. Giglio looks like going to clear it up into third. Now he's got Bradley Wilson to get around, and Nathan Scott just driving away over a second ahead of the rest of the field. Giglio trying to make quick work of this 51 car. These two teammates. Caution is out. Whoever that was tried to tow quick, but it wasn't enough. I think that was the 37 of Trevor Trego. Let's go back and look. Trego and the 11 of Bartow get together on the back straightaway, and Trego trying to tow it as his teammates go by, but it wasn't quick enough. It brings out the yellow, and we are going to have a huge caution here to end this race. This completely changes everything. We had a nice clean battle to the end of this race. Nathan Scott was home free, and now tire strategy going to play a factor. I think we're going to see a lot of guys try to take 2 tires, even though they have 34 or 35 laps on these sets. I think we're going to see some guys try to take 2. And hopefully Bradley doesn't do what that 11 car did and take 4. They'll make their way to their pit boxes. I'm going to keep a close eye on that 51 car, see what he does. Right sides go up. And And it looks like 2 tire stop for the 51 of Bradley Wilson. He's not going to make the same mistake as Denny. And he drives on by everybody. And another great stop from the 51 of Bradley Wilson beats the 61 off pit road. What a stop from the 51 car. Fastest by far out of anybody by about a full second. That is how you win races right there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to take anything away from the 61 car, but that was an incredible job from Bradley. And in terms of pit strategy, let's bring up the ticker. And on the board, you're going to see total pit time. So all those guys with 9 seconds, those are all of those guys that took 2 tires. And everybody else that has 15, 16, 14 seconds, somewhere in that range, those are 4 tire calls. So you can see pretty much everybody in this top 15 took 2. And then you have a few more 2 tires sprinkled there beyond that, and then everybody else took 4. So it's going to be very interesting. Got some guys on 4 tires, got some guys on 2, but all of this top 10 is on 2 tires, so it's going to be an even playing field. Now, can that 61 car do what he did during that long run? Can he do it in 10 laps? I don't know. It's going to be really tough. He's got to get a good restart here, try to stay alongside that 51. It's all going to come down to this. 10 laps to decide the winner of the Suspend Matt Black 140 at Phoenix. Pace car is off. Wilson going to be in control on this restart. Through the takeoff zone they go. Green flag back in the air. Great restart for the inside lane. Those 2 teammates call it out for each other, and that's going to give them a gap over the 61. Into turn 1 they go. Wilson with a good lead, side by side for 3rd. Nathan Scott, Hayden Lowell. Caution is out. Big wreck in 1 and 2. Brian File, Brian Martin, John Matthews all involved. Let's see what happened. They're 4 and 5 wide right there. Take another look from the restart. Brad Patton looks like might get turned right here. They are 4 wide heading into turn 1. That 5 wide right there. Brian Martin backs out of it, and then the 36 just kind of comes up into the 9. Maybe the 9 was pinched him down, but 4 wide. That's just what's going to happen, and a few more cars getting collected as well. Go on board with the 81 car here. Alright, so that's gonna really cut down the laps we have to end this thing. See if we can get a word with the 61 car, see if he's got any plans for this. Hey Nathan, it's Lucas, got me?
Oh, hello.
Hey man, well, you led quite a few laps tonight. Looked like everything was going great for you, and then that caution came out. Rolling in 3rd right now. How do you feel about this end of this race?
I'm a bit worried just because the 2 in front of me have worked well together on the restarts, so I just need the race to kind of go green, because after a few laps I can work around the dirty air, but I've just been losing spots in pit road all race long, and that's kind of been my Achilles heel. So we'll just try to finish out what we were doing there, and if not, finish well nonetheless.
Absolutely looking for a good finish. Tough to break up those teammates. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
He's right. He's absolutely right. Now that those two are up on the front row, it's really going to be tough to contend with it. I'm sure we're going to see another restart call out. Although now it's getting down to it. Do you really want to call out a restart for your teammate? I don't know. But it's going to be 6 to go at the line. We're going to go green next time by. Pace car is off. And Bradley Wilson win now at this track. He didn't win last year when he won the championship. Patrick O'Keefe ended up winning that one. So maybe he can win the championship and now win the race here at Phoenix. Giglio and his outside. Giglio looking for his first win this year. Through the takeoff zone they go. Green flag back in the air. 6 laps to go here at Phoenix. Wilson out to a huge lead, side by side for second. Scott and Giglio. Nathan Scott trying to take away that second spot. And a caution is back out. Huge wreck on the front straightaway. Or the back straightaway, excuse me. 7, 8 cars involved. Looks like this one might start around the 34 of Blowers. Oh, just snap oversteered. That was aggressive. I'm gonna need another look at that one. Back it up again. 34 of Bobby Blowers. Doing a great job here, rolling through 1 and 2. Car just snaps on him. Didn't look that aggressive from that camera angle. Looks like he just got on the apron. And everybody trying to avoid him gets collected. On board with him here. Yeah, just caught the apron, unsettled the car. That's all you need. Just on board with his teammate DJ Trout, who got involved in this one. See the wreck happening up ahead, trying to get it slowed down. No, he gasses it up. He tried to get around it, and it did not pay off. That's for sure. I saw the vision. I saw what he was maybe trying to do, but I think it probably would have been best if he just hit the brakes on that one. All right, this will be, I think, a natural green-white checker. Possibly. Nobody up front coming down pit road, obviously. Oh, pace car lights are out. We're going to go green. Next time by, it'll be 2 to go. Natural green, white, checkered. They do have 3 attempts at an overtime. So, obviously, with this not being a overtime, they'll have 3 more attempts if they can't go green here. Once that white flag is waving, no more cautions can come out, and they will end the race the next time by. So, doesn't mean they need to cross the line. For iRacing rules now, just as long as the white flag is waving, race is official. Alright, try this again. Gonna be 2 to go through the takeoff zone. Green flag back in the air. Good restart for Bradley Wilson once again. Side by side for second, Scott and Giglio. Giglio runs really wide there, almost grabs the wall. The 28's loose. That's going to be a wreck. Caution is back out. Huge parking lot here. Oh my goodness. Oh, the 81's in it again. So is the 2 of Cleaver. My goodness. I think that was bigger than the last one. Seeing maybe 10 or 15 cars involved in this one this time around. Let's take a look. And they all just stack up here. So I think this starts with the 32 and the 28 getting together. 32 gets the bumper of the 28, 28 trying to save it, checks the rest of the field up, and unrelated, the 52 and the 35 get together, and around they go. So we're going to be taking a look at the 35 Nick Cooper here. Yep, just big old stack up there coming off the 2 and multiple cars involved in this one. We had a car get DQ'd here after this wreck. The 71 of Patrick O'Keefe went over the incident limit, and he has been disqualified, unfortunately, there for the 71. I don't think he's caused any incidents tonight, so that is a tough break for him. Yeah, big wreck here in the closing laps of this race. We're going to try for overtime. Attempt number 1 coming up. Yeah, it was still the front stretch. That's right. All right, pace car lights should be out. We'll go green next time by. We'll try it again. Bradley Wilson takes the outside this time around. Hayden Mole was able to get up in the 3rd. He'll be lining up on that inside. I think the 61 might have got a little loose there right before the caution came out. Ended up sending him a spot backward. Try this again. Coming down the former front straightaway. Wilson in control through the takeoff zone. Green flag back in the air. Really good restart there for Giglio. He's almost alongside the 51. Side by side for 3rd, Lowell and Scott. Lowell trying to get to the inside of Giglio. He turns him off turn 2. Around goes Giglio. Caution is out, but he does save it. Attempt number 2 at overtime coming up. So that started around the front. Lowell just gets in there, gives a tap to the 16. And Giglio does manage to save it, so nice job by Blake. There's a really good run through the center for the 56, but the door got closed by Blake, and the 56 didn't want to check up for it. But Blake doesn't end up losing too many spots there. It could have been a lot worse for him. So he falls back to 11th. And it looks like Daniel Llewellyn got DQ'd here on the restart. Let's back up and see how that happened. Contact with him and the 9 of Brad Patton disqualifies Daniel Llewellyn. Let's get a better look at it. 23 car silver and black, number 23. And as they get into 1, and the 9 just kind of off the wall. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Alright, like I said, this is attempt number 2 at overtime. They'll have one more attempt after this, and then if another caution comes out, that's going to be the race. Whoever's out front at the time of caution will be the winner. Had a relatively clean race up to this point. We've had a few clusters of cautions, but also a lot of green flag racing in the midst, so been an alright race, I'd say. We had a lot cleaner of a race last season in the championship race here at Phoenix, but not as bad as some of the official races I've seen here this week, that's for sure. Going green this time by, and big news, Nathan Scott was able to get back to second, obviously, with that contact to the 16. And the unfortunate part for him, though, is Wilson is lining up in front of a teammate. That means that another teammate restart coming up. We're back to the green flag. Wilson in control on the outside lane. Green flag back in the air. Big stack up on the bottom lane. Nathan Scott still alongside. This is big news for him. He's got to stay alongside Bradley here if he wants a chance. Big send from Nathan Scott through 1 and 2. Can he hang on down the back straightaway? Cannot do it. Does he give the bumper to Bradley? Into turn 3, runs. Oh boy, missed the center there. Gonna get a good run off of 4. Car spinning in the background, but the white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by 712 Brakes. Into 1 and 2, Nathan Scott. One last Hail Mary coming up. What can he do to get around Bradley Wilson? Hayden Lowe waiting in the midst as well. Coming down the back straightaway for the final time into 3 and 4. Nathan Scott dives it to the inside of the racetrack. Not going to get there. He doesn't want to wreck him for it. Off turn 4. Bradley Wilson going to win here at Phoenix. Bradley Wilson going to burn it down. Didn't get to win last year's race. Now he gets the victory lane. Bradley going to take it to victory lane. I was hoping he would. There he is. In victory lane, the 51, Bradley Wilson. See if we can get a word with him here. Man, they're ruining all this paint in victory lane. Unbelievable. Oh, I think he just blew his motor. Good word with our winner. Hey, Bradley, it's Lucas.
How's it going?
Man, last season came up just short of getting to victory lane, even though you won the championship. This time you said, I want that trophy too. You take home the win here at Phoenix. How's it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing. But I'm honest, I think even though we won the race this time, I gotta say, last time was a little more special. But I'm just, I didn't think Nathan was gonna send it on me there in the three, but I had like that thought in the back of my head. But and sure as shit he did, and we just kind of held on and tried to hopefully not get taken out. So respect to him for that.
Yeah, I at the back of my mind, I was thinking he might send it in there and door you up the track, but looks like he had a lot of respect for you there, held it on the bottom, and you guys came across just about side by side. So it was an awesome finish to watch. Glad you guys kept it clean up front, and it's gonna be a good points night for you. How you feeling about that?
Feeling pretty good. In Daytona, I won one stage, got second the other, and finished sixth or fourth. I was like, we're gonna be like, we should be like top in points, right? I didn't know we were doing a 15 bonus point win, like the point difference. So I seen Wolfie up there. I'm like, damn, I gotta do something to get up there. So we answered his win with a win. Just I gotta say, this one against Outlaws team is pretty fast.
Yeah, you guys are cooking in those points, that's for sure. You are now the points leader. It's not by much though. 1 point ahead of Garrett, so you guys are having a heck of a battle so far this season.
Yeah, don't worry,
Um,
he'll dump me at some point in the season.
Probably
There'll be a
Darlington,
point
right?
in time. Well, at this point, probably.
All righty, man. Any sponsors or shout outs for the win tonight?
Got to shout out one of Goons OG Gear for bringing us on board. They're loving to death. Hopefully, be here for many more seasons. Nathan running me really clean there at the end. All of the one of Goons outlaw teammates, they love him to death. Especially been years experience with him. You for putting this on, everyone for showing up. I was getting a little scared we were going to have a long run. But then the caution came out and we were saved, thankfully. So whoever brought the cautions out.
Yeah, indeed. Thought that 61 was running away with it, but yeah, you were able to get it done there when it counted the most. Nice job there. We'll see you next week. Congrats on that win.
All right, thank you.
Bradley Will's taking on the win tonight. Now we're going to work with our second place finisher, Ethan Scott. Hey, Nathan, it's Lucas. Got me.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Well, we talked to you when you were in the lead. Now, unfortunately, came up just short because of that yellow, but still, strong finish for you tonight. Overall, how was the race?
It was just a lot of patience and a lot of cautions and having time to kind of just think or not think for the, you know, not to stress yourself out or anything. But yeah, when we got a long run, I knew that the 61 machine was fast. I was able to just get out of the dirty air. We were running Blake down earlier on in the race, and then, once that really long run was happening, we kind of took advantage of the clean air. Drove really good out front and even in traffic when we got some time, but with these short runs, I mean, kind of just gotta send it and hope you don't lose it like I almost did. And yeah, P2, it just wasn't meant to be for the win, but it was a very strong run nonetheless.
Absolutely a super strong run. I think if you keep it up there more this season, it's bound to happen at some point. You've done a great job so far, and look forward to the next few weeks. But for now, any sponsors or shout outs for the second place tonight?
Yeah, just the Triple J team, fielding the 61. I've kind of always, the last season or so, I've been part-time, so I want to be able to run more races here. And the Pepsi Wild Cherry, that beautiful 61 car was fast, and it was up front a lot tonight, in the top 5 pretty much most of the race. So yeah, very strong. Appreciate you giving us a place to race here. It was a fun race nonetheless.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. Glad you had fun tonight. Congrats on that second once again. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
We're with our third place finisher, Hayden Lowell. Started on the pole tonight, but just didn't quite have the luck the rest of the race. Got that speeding penalty, but still rebounded for a podium finish. How was the race, man?
Yeah, race played out kind of how I expected it to. Just dirty air ended up being way, way, way worse than I expected it to be. So, had I known that from the outset, I probably would have raced up front with those guys early on a little bit more than I did. But overall, happy to rebound for a podium. This track, I don't know if it's the gear ratio or the corner or what it is, but I got 4 or 5 speeding penalties practicing for this race, and I'm like, all right, we'll back it down, we'll be fine. And well, sure as hell, speeding penalty right off the bat. So yeah, rebounding to third's pretty awesome. I feel bad for getting into Blake there. Just kind of felt like 2 cars going for the same gap, but yeah, third's pretty good, all things considered, coming from the back.
For sure, man. And that's going to put you pretty well in the points now. You had a rough start to the season, but you've gained 15 spots in a week and up into
Ooh.
fourth. So that's
Okay, there we
help
go.
out your chances.
Matt, I looked at the points after Daytona. I'm like, we are in a huge hole. I know it was only one race, but being that far behind the leader, that early and that many spots down in points was not the not ideal. And I thought it'd take more to recover, but I guess having one race and now 2 races, it's I guess the sample size wasn't big enough to really look and take too seriously yet. So definitely good to see that. We'll head to Las Vegas next week with a good piece. And big shout out to all those LH Motorsports boys back at the shop for bringing a fast race car 2 weeks in a row. We'll see if we can get 3 poles in a row next week in Vegas.
Yep. LH Motors coming up strong once again. Don't
need them all.
BGR
Don't
motors.
need them BGR motors. Nope. I mean, them LH Motors putting on a pole 2 weeks in a row. They're gonna have to step up their game over their BGR motors. They think they can compete with us, but need to work on the race smarts in the 56 camp. Didn't with the dirty air. If we had known, like I said before, if we had known it was gonna be bigger issue, we I don't know. Who knows how the race would have played out. But overall, like I said before, third is a great result. I was hoping they'd run into turn 4 and wash each other up the hill, and I could steal one like Blaney did. But they raced real respectfully, and it came home third. So happy with that.
Yeah, Nathan made the smart decision there. Decided to take home the second instead of wrecking both of them. I absolutely respect it, but wasn't great for you, like you said.
No, I would have, like I said, I would have loved to see them wreck it. But in terms of respect for racing in the league, big props to the both of them. That was fun to watch.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on the podium. We'll see you next week for Vegas.
Will do, Lucas. We'll see you.
Hayden Lowell taking home third tonight. Let's go through our results before we head on out of here. Bradley Wilson taking home the win. Nathan Scott a close second, followed by Hayden Lowell, Garrett Wolfenbarger, and Ronnie Holmes, your top 5. Then Benjamin Lacey, a nice strong 6th place in his first start. Nolan Walker with a nice 7th. The 77 car in 7th. How about that? Jackpot. Oh, man. That was a cornball moment. Sorry, guys. Matthew Blackley taking home 8th. Blake Giglio 9th. Ian Montrose rounds out your top 10. That is not stage 2 results. Let's get that out of there. Sorry about that. Brantley Bryan 11th. Davis Greenwald 12th. Brad Patton 13th. Garrett Warren 14th. Cliff Mullins 15th. Casey Graves 16th, Nick Cooper 17th, Brian Martin 18th, Carson Bechtel 19th, Lucas Martin rounding out your top 20, Jeremy Scherer 21st, Trenton Sneed 22nd, Jamal Collins 23rd, Cody Cleaver 24th, John Matthews 25th, Alex Allen 26th, Ryan File 27th, Trey Bartow 28th, Bobby Blowers 29th, Kenny Frisbee 30th, Jesse Jones 31st, DJ Trout 32nd, Trevor Trago 33rd, Daniel Llewellyn 34th, Patrick O'Keefe 35th, Kobe Stidham 36th, Jacob Peterson 37th, Avit Chowdhury 38th, Byron Jones 39th, and our final car, Dalton Hayes in the 40th position. Phew, that is going to do it for me tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure to tune in to Pro Sim Network on Twitch on Monday next week. No, I take that back. We are on a bye week for the trucks this week, so sorry about that. It will be just Cup next week at Vegas, so make sure to tune in this time next week for the Goons Cup Series Vegas race. And on that note, I want to thank all of our sponsors, Goons, 712 Brakes, Modern Vet, everybody who puts time and money into this thing. I mean, all of our drivers who have put in time and money. That's what makes this league happen, and it's been, I mean, 52 people attempting to qualify. That is extraordinary. So, on that note, thank you everybody for watching. We will see you next week.